Okay, double checked everything. I've got it set for 20 millimeter depth of cut, and the width I've got 22 millimeter. Set the fence to 90 degrees. I'll just align the 4 white marks with the center line on the domino and make the cuts. I decided to use number 6 dominoes for the entire assembly. Even though this is 7/8 of an inch thick material, the number 6 dominoes are fine because this is just an alignment tool, not for any strength. And I'm going to use number 6 dominoes for the stretchers when I assemble those, and mortise the ends of those to the ends of the legs. So this just allows me to do one setup on the machine without having to swap bits. Although it's not that big a deal to change bits, it's just a little bit easier to have it all set up for all the joinery with one bit. It happened with this particular application. Got one side done. Just going to clamp the pieces and do the other side. These quick clamps are great. They make everything super fast with the MFT securing your work. Hopefully it came up on camera, but when you make the cut, I always hold it back by the cord in the end of the machine, put the weight on the handle, and that way when you plunge in, you'll get a nice straight and parallel cut to the face. Otherwise, the machine can just lift a little bit, and if it does that, then the dominoes aren't going to fit in perfectly square, and you're going to have some alignment issues. So just a slow, even plunge in the material, holding it by the back of the machine by where the cord goes, pressure on the handle, and a nice even plunge in, and you should be in good shape. And like I said, I add on the middle setting to allow a little bit of width when I get the pieces adjusted. Occasionally I'll use the largest setting, but typically I use the middle setting or the exact setting on the application. In fact, you'll see on the ends of the stretchers I'll use the smallest settings so that I have an exact width, and then on the legs themselves I'll use the next setting up to allow a little bit of adjustment to get them perfectly flush in the top. We're ready to glue up the top. Okay, I'm ready to glue up. I've dry fit the piece again with dominoes in to make sure I didn't have any alignment issues. So what I'm going to do is, I usually just apply glue to one surface of the board. Some people like to do both. I just find that that's a lot of extra glue. It just squeezes out. I will put a little bit of glue in each of the mortises, however, on the other side, as well as in the mortises on this side. I'll apply glue to the dominoes as well. art form to this. You just, whatever works for you. I've seen some people pour some glue on a piece of wood and rub the dominoes around on that so you coat all the sides. I just usually put a generous amount on one of the dominoes and stick them together. And I like to start at each end just to get the dominoes started. I have made the mistake of not getting them all perfectly aligned before and then causing a problem. One of them shipped a little bit and it actually split the domino, and I don't want that to happen in the middle of the glue if it's hairy enough. Racing against the clock, and it's pretty warm in here. I live in Southern California, and it's probably 90 degrees or so outside of my shop because it all sealed up because of the noise. Don't want to annoy the neighbors. Adjust the clamps. Make sure I get enough clamping pressure at the end. And you can see that bead of squeeze out. Boy, that is just perfect. It is flush, flush, flush. Which is really going to be nice when it comes time to sand. I won't have to spend as much time leveling the surface. And like I said, this would have worked perfectly fine without the dominoes, but I tell you, having them help level the joint is worth the extra step. Probably get by with fewer clamps too, but I've got them, so cheap insurance. Alright. Wipe some of this excess glue off the top. Boy, that is perfectly level.